Hi, welcome to the section on deal size. You know, the fastest way to grow your business is to change the deal size. Think about it this way. The deal size is the denominator and your goal is the numerator. So let's say I wanted to make 100 rupees and my deal size was 1. I need 100 customers. But if my deal size just went to 2, the number of customers I need is 50. If the deal size went to 4, it's 25. If it went to 5, it's 20, right? And so you can see that changes in deal size are massive amplifiers of hitting big goals. So in this sheet, what we're doing is we're putting a number of 1 crore in annual billing. And if your number is bigger than that, it's just a multiple of the same thing. Now, on the first half, you have value, right? That's the value of the customer transaction. If it's 1 crore, you just need 1 customer for that year, right? If it's 10 lakhs, you need 10 customers, right? And so on and so forth. Now, let me give you a quick example of climbing the value chain from my own career. So initially when I started working, I was very passionate about helping young people explore what their career choices were and all of that. Now, as you can guess, they could barely afford to pay me anything, right? When they became freshers and the companies paid for their training, it became a little bit more. When I started working with their managers, it became a little bit more. When I started working with the sales teams, that jumped quite significantly. Then from there, when I started working with their marketing teams on being creative and innovative, that went up. When I started working with innovation teams, that went even higher. Then I started working with CXOs, that became dramatically higher. And then we now have a product where we set up an internal executive education program for large corporates, and those deals are 1 crore or more. Now, the point I'm just making is that the core capability and the core benefit I gave customers remain the same, but who I was doing it for changed, and then with time I adjust my solution and my a little bit, right, to fit their needs and the way I look at it. So what you want to do is you want to put down, number 1, where are you right now, right? And who's the client that you need to win with? You can name one, actual name, and the type, right? And what's the competition you have to win against? Now, the next thing is you name it, right? Look 1 level up. Which client pays the next amount, right? And give a name. And anytime you're climbing the value chain, you usually shift the size of customer or you shift the category of customer. So like, for example, I've worked with manufacturing firms and I've worked with software firms, right? Both want to be innovative, but a software firm will pay a lot more than a manufacturing firm. So it's an example of a change in category. Let me give you an example of a change in location. We were doing some work with a Fortune 500 firm in India, and they wanted us to be a part of their Asia Pacific work. And when we got introduced to their colleagues in Singapore, we found out that the same programs in Singapore were being charged 3 to 5 times higher. So that's an example of a change in location, right? So usually when you climb the value chain, one of these things would need to shift. Sometimes the client may actually be a partner. Like I know of one of our ventures had a huge breakthrough in the deal size where instead of selling directly to customers, they sold it through resellers. So each reseller became a customer, but they would buy 10 to 20 gadgets, right? So what you want to do now is just to write down where you are, does the value chain look like above you, name the customers, and name the competition. This takes some work. You may need to talk to a few mentors. You may need to talk to a few advisors in addition to us to understand what it looks like in your industry. But once you do this, you're able to understand there is a 2 to 10x, sometimes 50x increase in the fees. Like going back to my example, the difference between what a college student would pay and what an executive education internal college would be is at least 100, 150x. So that's the kind of growth that's sitting in your business. You just need new eyes to see it, and we're there to help you. So go ahead and fill this up. And also just spend a few minutes to think about what are some surprises. What struck you? What is interesting about this? What's not clear yet? Go ahead and push pause and write some of your thoughts down and then fill the framework.